Hey, welcome to a little ride with me today. It's a beautiful day to be out on the bike and enjoying the day. I'll let you kind of try to figure out. Some of you'll know what road I'm on. Some of you won't. And that's okay. I might tell you later. So here we are into Holy Week. It's going to be a very strange Holy Week this year, I think, as we work our way toward Easter this week. I don't know about you, but I'm wondering how Easter is going to feel this year. Easter is such an important week for me, but I guess I'm in more anticipation than I normally am, even for Easter. And thinking about Jesus on that day before Palm Sunday, talking to the disciples that we need to go back to Jerusalem again, knowing that was not a safe place for Jesus, and yet that's exactly where they were going. And then those odd instructions on Palm Sunday, or on that day of entry, whatever day that was, to tell the disciples to go on ahead and get a donkey, untie him. That must have seemed very odd to them at the time. And I always wondered what's going through their mind as they're looking toward that day of entering Jerusalem. And then, of course, throughout Holy Week, they're in and out of Jerusalem a number of times, and a lot happens that week. I encourage you to read those stories again in Luke and John and kind of live in Holy Week a little bit, especially since we're spending most of our time indoors and at home. I'm looking forward to maybe a special devotion on Thursday afternoon as we think about Maundy Thursday. And then Friday, Good Friday, we'll talk a little bit about what makes Good Friday good. Beautiful out here in the desert today. A lot of yellow flowers. Fun road to ride. I'm on my way into Bartlett Lake. Lake is closed, but it's a good day for a ride. Well, I'll talk to you again in a few minutes. So the story of Easter is one of not only struggle, but of great joy too. I think the sadness that the disciples experienced, that grief of not understanding what was going to happen, but B, hearing and coming to the realization that their beloved Jesus was going to be leaving them. It's disheartening in this struggle. So in these days that we're sitting at home and avoiding contact, although I guess I'm not sitting at home, but that we're avoiding contact with other people, in that somewhat isolated state that we're in, let's remember the sacrifice that Jesus went through for us. got a lot of hope. You know, this world is uncertain. We live in a fallen world that is struggling every day, and bad things happen, and they're not God's fault. God didn't make the bad things happen. God made the good things happen. When bad things happen, it's usually because we live in this fallen world that we have created this sense of despair on ourselves in many ways. But we don't have to live there. The world may have its problems and fallen apart in different ways, but we don't have to live in that kind of a situation. We live in a world where there's hope because of the person of Jesus Christ. So let's hang on to that hope. Well, coming down to Bartlett Lake, look at all the people. I thought we were supposed to be social distancing a little bit, but I see sailboats and tons of cars in the parking lot, and I don't see a lot of social distancing going on here. Pretty amazing.